It's not clear what quote saving the world means anymore. What exactly are we saving it from? In any case, here's a summary of it all. Number 1. Garments. Much of the responsibility of saving the world by design falls on the shoulders of national governments. It's as though every department or ministry within a government is named after a cause we care about: health, environment, and so on. This is because outside of their admin and security responsibilities, governments are the primary drivers of positive change. At least in theory, that's the whole point of a democratic government, providing a safe and just environment for social progress to flourish. So when you think saving the world, remember that 90% of that work is done by city municipalities, government hospitals, and so on. Number 2. The UN. Yeah, I know, humanity's attempt at a global government is by design a paper tiger, profound in theory, but impractical in practice. Each of the UN organizations is again just like a state department or ministry, i.e., named after causes that we care about. In fact, these organizations often just act as back-end support for state departments. For instance, UNICEF staff are consultants to the Department of Education, WHO to the Department of Health, and so on. So any saving the world the UN does has still got to go through the state channels. All that to say that the UN is essentially just a forum for governments to cooperate, a Discord channel or subreddit of sorts, a place to share notes and stay connected. We obviously cannot expect the forum by itself to save the world, but given that the UN has no real alternative, we're kind of stuck with it being our only collective voice. Number 3. NGOs. This acronym could mean anything from the $67 billion Gates Foundation to the bootstrapped local soup kitchen. NGOs are in theory meant to fill the gaps left over by governments. They're supposed to be the average citizen's response to the call to save the world. But the average citizen, of course, does not necessarily work for or run an NGO. He's mostly a small donor. So what can the average person do to save the world? Well, he's already doing a lot. Taxation is the largest source of income for most governments. So it's your taxes that the government redirects into an assortment of projects to save the world. Then there's of course the very in vogue advocacy and activism. All that noise created online and on the streets does reverberate across the halls of senates and parliaments around the world. It's the electorate speaking after all. Number 4. Causes and money. So 1, 2, and 3, governments, the UN and NGOs, including individual citizens, are the main drivers in this high-stakes game of saving the world. But who does it require saving from? From private corporations, of course, and nature, and ironically sometimes from themselves. This has always been the basic setup of the game, the only variable being the trendiness of the cause at hand. These days, the big 3 causes are the environment, you're probably tired of hearing about this, global health, well, and because of the ongoing wars, peace and security. These causes cost a lot of money to buy everything money can buy, from staff payrolls and annual conferences to clean cooking stoves and vaccines. The 7 largest economies in the world, the US, China, Germany, Japan, India, the UK and France, foot over 90% of the bill for all international aid. But all 195 countries spend a significant percent of their budgets on saving the world at the domestic level, i.e. on their own departments of health, environment and so on. So you can see how the phrase saving the world could mean anything from the EU distributing malarial bed nets in Africa to the Indonesian government subsidizing electric cars for their domestic market. Perhaps we should reserve the word save for immediate catastrophic threats like an asteroid expected to crash into the planet next Thursday. For everything else, we could maybe use the phrase working on this cause. We're not trying to save the world, we're just working on this specific cause. We could just cut out the dramatic pronouncements of saving the world. For as long as there are problems, the work to find solutions would continue. I hope these 4 points served as an introduction to the messy business of saving the world.